This is the help video for Access Chapter 9, the training assignment. We're picking up at step number 13. And the first thing that we need to do is take this add lessons and, let me get rid of this, cut that out of here. We're going to take the form add lessons. We want to make a duplicate of it. So we want to keep this how it is and then make another one so that, so that we can work with it and not mess up this add lessons. We want to make a duplicate of it. So I'm going to right click on add lessons, do a copy, come down into this white space, right click, paste. It's going to bring the paste as screen up. We're going to get rid of the copy of at the front, and then on the back side at the end we're going to do a student and enter. So now we have the add lessons form and the form add lessons a student right underneath of it. So we're good there. Then we want to open the form in Design View. So right click, Design View, and then I'm going to close this up. So let's just look at this for just a quick second. So we have a form header, we have a detail section, and a form footer section. So we recognize some of this that we worked with on the customer, right? On the member. But I want you to look at what this is. Remember back when we worked with forms, this is a subform. So this information is from one table. This information is from another table. This is the one and this is the many. So this one record could have many lessons scheduled, and then the form footer has nothing in it, just space. All right, so it says to add the phone field to the detail section, so we want to make sure we're working in here, of the main form, and then move the form control below zip code. Okay, so first of all, let's figure out how do we add a new field. So I'm in Form Design Tools, Design, Add Existing Fields. It's in the Tools group. It's going to bring us up a field list. So I want to find phone number, and I'm going to click on the phone number and drag it. And right there you get like that little not symbol. Just keep going. Have a little faith. And then where you want to drop it is not at the left edge of the label, but the left edge of the text box, right? So do you see how all the text boxes are kind of lined up here? That's what I'm shooting for. Because wherever you drop it, it's not where the label ends up, but where the text box. So you're placing the text box control, not the associated label. Okay, so we put phone number in here. So it says move the phone control below zip code. Well, that's kind of where I placed it. So we're going to do that. Get rid of that. Select all the controls on the form except the subform and the subform label. So I'm going to do all of these. All of those controls on the Arrange tab. And in the table group, click Stacked. Okay, so first of all, I've got them all, and so, sorry, I did that and didn't tell you what I was doing. The easiest way, I feel, the easiest way is just to go above and left or below and right of all of the fields. And then all I'm doing is, see where my mouse is right here? I'm going to click, hold, and then you're just dragging a big box around all the objects. Everything that you contain in that box as you're dragging gets selected. So now what we want to do is find the Arrange tab on our ribbon and find the table group, and then I'm going to scroll this out so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to close this field list for now. And look, in table we have stacked and we have tabular, and it wants us to do stacked. So click stacked, and look, they all rearranged. They're all starting and stopping. Chew, excuse me, chew, at the same spot. So let's come up here. We got rid of this stuff. We did this stuff. Change the control padding to narrow. Okay, so same, we're talking about how these things are laid out on the screen. So that's arranged, not how an individual thing is formatted or in individual controls, but how they're all placed. And so normally you want to go to the Arrange tab. And then over here we've got Position and Control Padding. And we want to make it narrow. Now notice they're all still highlighted. I'm going to make it narrow and watch those move. Okay, so they just kind of tightened up. There's less white space between them. So the padding between them is narrow. So that's what we wanted to do here. So we can close that. All right, change the tab order of the form, placing the form control just below zip code. Okay, so let's think about what we're going to do for that. So if we go over here to Design, because we're talking about how this form is designed, we can then come over here, and I unclicked, we don't need those selected anymore. On the tools, look at, here's tab order. So right now, for the detail section, this is the order that if I tab, so watch me, I'm going to switch over here. Tab, 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 tab. Now watch where I tab. Down here, I go through all of this, and then I still need to get up here, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to rearrange it so before we go down to the subform, we go to phone number. So that's in our tab order. And you can see it here, zip code, then we do our subform, and then somehow we get back to this phone number. Well, we want to change that. So I'm going to move left of the phone number and get my selection box. And do you see my mouse change to that arrowhead? Click and let go. Now the phone is selected. You go back to that box and see how my arrow's pointing into the box. It's not over at phone, it's in the box. Click, hold, and you should see the little kind of box appear behind the arrow. Move the black line wherever you want it to go. And we want it to go after phone number. And then, okay, so now if I go back and I do tab, 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 and here's where next time I tabbed it went down here, but watch, tab. I effectively changed the order in which a user could move through the screen. All right, I'm going to save, and we are done with step number 14. I'm going to do 15 in the next video because that's going to take us a little bit of time. And all right, thank you.